You have to want to change. You can't just say that you want to change. You actually have to want it. You have to hit a low point in your life for you to actually say, F it, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best to change and become a different person. That's where I was at. That's where I found myself, is that I hit a low point where I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything with my life, where I was throwing my life away and I wasn't getting anything out of it. I don't know why I was overthinking that. I don't know why I made that complicated, but my life wasn't where I wanted it to be. And so after going through that for so long, because it becomes a cycle, you drink because you're unhappy and you're unhappy because you drink. It reminds me of the Austin Powers movie. So it becomes a cycle. You're unhappy, so you find a way to cope. And for me, it was drinking. That's how I would cope. That's how I would feel better for the time being, for that short time, until I was hungover the next day and I woke up with the regret of doing the things that I did. Sometimes I would even put myself in a worse situation because I would end up in jail. A lot of it was me just putting all of my problems on the back burner, which was what caused me to be unhappy after I drank, which was supposed to be helping me cope and become happy. And that's why it was a cycle, because I would just add more problems to my plate and I would let them stack up, and I would never make the time or put in the effort into bettering my situation and getting myself out of that. And so you have to reach that low point in your life in order for you to actually change. Some of y'all maybe haven't hit that yet. Y'all think about changing, but y'all haven't actually been in that situation where you realize that this is it. This is now. The moment is now. The moment was a long time ago, but you kept putting it on the back burner. But you have to hit that low point. You'll know that low point when you get there, and you may have already got there, yet you still do nothing about it. Maybe you just don't want it that bad yet. I think that's all it really is, because that's what it takes. A lot of people say that they want to change and they don't change. They don't put that time. They don't put in that effort. But you have to want it. You have to want it as bad as you want to live. And maybe that's where a lot of y'all find yourself, is that y'all aren't happy with your life. This seems like a conversation for a whole nother video. I wasn't expecting to get that deep, but sometimes it does get that deep. Thinking about ending this video early already. And I hope that y'all aren't thinking about ending the video of your life at any moment, anytime soon. That shouldn't be something that comes across our minds, but sometimes it does. I know that it's been a very, very long time since I had those thoughts, and I'm glad that they no longer come to my head anymore, because I have actually put in the time and the effort to better my situation, because that's how low that I got at some point. And maybe that's what it takes. And if you really want to change, then you have to take action. You can't just continue to think about it. You have to find whatever it is that you're doing that's causing you to be in that situation, that's causing you to be unhappy. For all of us, it might be something different. At the same time, it's the same thing. Self-sabotage. We all do it. I still do it to this day. I find myself, whenever I find that it's getting easier, or whenever I feel like I've pushed past a certain point, you know, they say with new levels, new devils. When I get to that new level, I come across that new devil, I meet that new devil, and I ask myself if I'm ready for it. And that's when those self-destructive habits tend to creep back in. And you have to catch yourself before it gets too extensive, because you don't even have to win that battle. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to y'all, but I would say that just hang in there. Survive that round. That's all you're trying to do. Don't go back to the previous level just because it was easier. Don't go back. Don't turn around. Don't go back to being that person that you used to be. Hang in there. Tough it out a little bit. You've been through worse. You survived that last level. That's all you got to do. A little bit more, a little bit further. That's all it takes. So I think that I'm getting a little bit sidetracked here. The point of this video was supposed to be that you have to be willing to change. And I guess that is part of it. Is that even when you come across that new devil, you have to be willing to confront it, because that's all it is. It's a new territory, uncharted territory, somewhere that you've never been, somebody that you've never been, something you've never done. something brand new. As difficult as that may be, that's what makes it exciting. That's what makes life worth living. Because a lot of times we're just bored. We have nothing to do. We need to find something to do. Because if you don't have purpose, if you don't have that sense of direction, you're going to find yourself feeling very empty inside. Because I know at one point that's where I was. And it took me a very long time to hear. I had to hear that over and over again, constantly. And so after a while, you rewire your brain. You hear it so much. And once you start doing it and you begin to apply it, that's when you realize that that's what all those people were talking about. That's what they were talking about. That's what they meant, that you had to have purpose. Because once you find your purpose, whatever it may be, it doesn't have to be something complicated. It doesn't have to be something huge. It could be something as simple as making it to the gym that day. Make it to the gym that day. For that day, that's your purpose, to go to the gym. Not only do you have to go to the gym, you have to go to the gym. You got to get your workout in. Make sure you're drinking that gallon of water. Make sure you're eating right. That's your purpose for that day. And not only do you have to do it for that one day, you have to do it at least for 3 days out of the week. That's your purpose for the week. And your purpose for that month may be to either gain 4 pounds or lose 4 pounds. That's going to be completely up to you, depending on what your goals are. And so this all compounds. Once you figured out what your purpose is, that's when you'll actually start putting thought into how to accomplish that purpose. You'll start setting goals for you, and you'll start to automatically, it starts becoming more natural for you to change. You'll start to find yourself drifting away from your old habits. You start establishing new habits. You'll start becoming that person that you always wanted to be, the person that you knew that you could be. It's just like anything else. You got to put in the daily reps, and it starts with the basics. Now, I would say that that would be one of the basics for any guy out there. Go to the gym. You don't have to be the most jacked person out there, the most jacked guy out there, the most shredded guy out there. I'm not the most shredded guy out there. There's guys out there that are bigger than I am, but it doesn't matter. There's always going to be somebody out there bigger than you. There's always going to be somebody out there that's smaller than you, that has more money than you, that has less than you, that drives a better car than you. Whatever it may be, there's always going to be somebody else out there. It shouldn't even matter. That thought shouldn't even cross our heads, and yet it does. But the more that you expose yourself to being at the gym, the more that you get over that. I'm not going to say that you get completely over that, because it's only natural for us to. I know that they say that we're not supposed to pay attention to other people, but it's only natural for us to be social and people watch at times. That self-comparison does creep in. I'm not saying that you should allow that to overwhelm you, to throw you off your center. Nah, if anything, the thing that you need to learn is that if you see somebody that's doing what you want to do, don't get jealous. Ask him or watch him, study him. And if you don't want to talk to him, study him and figure out how he got there, how he accomplished that goal. Because I'm sure that they're not there in that situation for no reason. Something got them there. I'm not saying that it's going to be that it's 100% skill that got them there. It might be something else, but it is something that you have to figure out. How can you get there as well? Because if they did it, if he can do it, then why can't you? Why can't I? You just have to want it bad enough. You have to want to change. Drinking and smoking may be one of those things that's not going to get you there. And a lot of y'all might be drinking and smoking. And I know that there's people out there, even me, when I was drinking and smoking, I would say that, yeah, but I'm still functioning. But my life got better after it. I got better after it. So yeah, if you're good with it, just imagine how much better you'll be without it. But you have to be willing to give it up. And it's not just giving up that vice. It's stepping away from that environment that tempts you with that. Those people that tempt you with that. And it all takes time. It all takes patience. But just hang in there. One more day, one more out. With that being said, that's all for today's video. I hope that helps y'all guys out. And feel free to comment, like, and share. I always forget to say that. And then watch this video right here because YouTube thinks that you might like it. Peace.